relationship-oriented blog. I'm also the founder of Bloggers Like Me, which is a community of entrepreneurs, bloggers, and influencers who encourage entrepreneurship through genuine relationship building. So it's an awesome community. Nika's a member, LaShonda's a member, Whitney's an ambassador. There are just a ton of you in here, and I thank you, and it's a great community. So if you want to learn more, you can go to blmgirls.com to get more information about us. Hey, Smoke Break, thanks for joining. Yes, thank you, Whitney, blmgirls.com. So you're here today because you're a regular or you stumbled across the title, Marriage Conversations 14-Day Challenge. Either way, I'm so glad that you're here because, I'm a believer and I feel like you're here by divine purpose, and I believe that you're here because you're supposed to be here. So a couple of housekeeping things. There's a guy at the bottom. Tap him to share this cast with your friends and the people that follow you. And then you can also tap the screen at any time to give hearts. And hearts just say that you're enjoying what we're talking about. You're keeping up. You're on track. So thanks for the hearts, you guys, in advance. And if you're on replay, hearts do count as well. If you hear anything in the background, it's because Johnny's here. I'm here at home with Johnny, and Baby First is on. So if you hear any kid noises or songs, that's what it is. So yesterday, you guys, some of you may have caught the afternoon scope that I did. I was finally able to get my husband on. And we just did a little kind of no agenda, sort of just a impromptu scope on, it was supposed to be about kids. Yes, baby Johnny is here. He might make an appearance. I don't know. Depends how he feels. But so we did a scope yesterday, a really quick scope. It was on our way to pick up the kids. And we were supposed to be talking about tips for parents that have a gang of kids like we do. But it turned into a conversation about the great biscuit debate. Who has the best biscuits? We said Popeyes. We said, my husband said, or I said, Red Lobster. And I think we came to the conclusion, yes, LaShonda, that Church's Chicken has the best biscuits in the business, you guys. I don't know. Maybe if you guys have a difference of opinion, you can send me some biscuits, and I will take on the arduous task of doing a taste test. I'll take one for the team. So anyway, that was our talk yesterday. So it was really just, I wanted to get him in front of you guys so that you guys can see who it is that I talk about sort of in my cast, and who I'm married to, and just sort of introduce him to you guys. So hopefully he enjoyed it. He was acting kind of like, the too cool for school, but he enjoyed it. He had a good time. So thanks, Nika. Yeah, we have a good time, you guys. I think that's such an important thing in marriage. Like you have to have a good time. Don't take yourself so seriously. And I tell him all the time, I crack up the most when he makes fun of me, like when he does impressions of me. Whatever, if I like the way that I dance or the way that I talk or whatever, I crack it's just it's the funniest thing. If he wants to get me to laugh, he knows, just do an impression of me, and it's just the funniest thing. So hopefully you got a chance to meet him. It should still be on my library or whatever you call it, but you should still see it up there if you want to take a peek after we're done today. But okay, so today, you guys, it's day 9, right? Are we on day 9? We're on day 9. Yes, because yesterday was day 8. So that means today is day 9. And let's talk about day 8 really quick. Because so yesterday's task was to say I'm sorry. And let me just backtrack a couple seconds. For those of you who are new to this whole 14-day challenge, yesterday's challenge was say I'm sorry. But if you're new to this whole 14-day challenge, I came up with the idea just simply because I wanted to give us something to do beyond our conversations here on Periscope. I wanted to give us some exercises or some tasks to do on a regular basis to see if we can step up to the challenge, to see if we can make intentional steps towards improving the relationships in our homes. And so there isn't a formal sign-up process. There isn't anything like that. You don't need to email me anything. If you choose to participate, it's completely up to you. You can find information on joining the challenge on my blog, which is fashiondujourdaily.com, on my Instagram, which is fashiondujour here at any time. You can find a replay of some of the casts, but you can also find the replay on YouTube because these casts are uploaded to YouTube. So you can find them anywhere. Yeah, you hear Johnny. He's giving me rubber bands, which is good. At least he's not putting them in his mouth. But so you can find the challenge. You can participate in the challenge whenever you want to, as often as you want to. And my hope is that these little things that you do, these tasks that you take on, are things that you just begin to naturally do in your marriage. So that was the whole idea behind the 14-day challenge. We are on day 9. Yesterday was day 8, and the challenge was to say I'm sorry. And in the cast that I did, I just talked to you about like the importance of saying I'm sorry and how liberating it is, and how it just opens the door for so much. It opens the door for better communication in the home. I skipped some days. No, I didn't. You skipped some days. I did every day. I didn't skip on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and Sunday, I make sure that I'm, focusing attention where it needs to be at home. So I didn't scope on Saturday and Sunday. However, I did post on Instagram and on my blog those 2 days. So you'll see, if you want to catch up on those, you can. Yes, those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, are included in the 14-day challenge. So the official last day of the challenge is on Monday. The 14th day will be Monday. So Declan, don't try to tell me I skip days. You skip days. All right, no. So today is day 9. Yesterday was day 8. The challenge was to say I'm sorry. And like I was saying, the whole idea is that when you say you're sorry, you open up the window for humility to take place in your heart, for vulnerability to occur in your conversations, in your relationships. And that whole feeling of vulnerability means that you are giving away, you're trusting someone with information, you're trusting someone with things about you that you don't freely give to people, that you don't freely share with people. So saying I'm sorry is that gateway. It's sort of the gateway to opening up conversation, opening up opportunities for you to connect with your spouse on a much deeper level. And on the flip side of saying I'm sorry, of apologizing, is forgiveness. They go hand in hand. And you're reading a book on vulnerability. I struggle with that. Yeah, a lot of us struggle with vulnerability. It's one of those things that's like, no, because you don't feel safe. When you're vulnerable, there's a level of where you feel like there's a lack of safety. You hope there's a net underneath you to catch you when you fall, but there's that. It's hard to let go. It's hard to let go of that security and vulnerability. In order to be vulnerable, you have to let go of some levels of those securities, But so forgiveness is such a hugely powerful thing in marriage. And I've talked to you guys about this before, but forgiveness, if you don't have forgiveness in marriage, you're on a road to destruction. You have to be able to forgive, because I don't care how great your marriage is. I don't care, how great your marriage is. There will be times that require forgiveness in order for you to move on. Now, you may feel like, we have our situations and I kind of just dismiss them. Now, dismissing something is different than forgiving someone about something. Or, you know what I mean? So you can't say, well, I'm just going to dismiss it and get over it and let bygones be bygones. No, you need to forgive. You need to let that out of your heart. Because when you're, oh, he snapped himself with the rubber band. Oh, baby. Come here, come here. Sorry, guys. So, oh, I know. Look. Say hi. 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 Oh. So, you know, when you hold on to, they said hi. They say hi, Johnny. So when you're holding on to, you know, anger, and you're not letting forgiveness, you're not giving forgiveness, especially to your spouse in your relationships, you are causing so much damage. And I gave like the metaphor yesterday that you're kind of just patching over a broken leg with a Band-Aid. You're not getting to the root issue, and the longer that you let the problem sit in your heart, the worse it'll be, the harder it'll be to resolve it. So we talked about saying I'm sorry yesterday, and I challenged you to say to your spouse, I'm sorry, to think about something when we got off the cast, and to write it down or make a note of it, and to go home and give your spouse a heartfelt apology. So hopefully you were able to do that. And I mentioned yesterday that from the time that you sat there and wrote your note or thought about what it was you wanted to apologize him about to the time that you got home, there was going to be some kind of something to get in your way, to make you forget, to distract you, you know, something else for you to be upset about. You know, I told you there was going to be something that would come up to try and prevent you from getting that time with your spouse and apologizing. So hopefully, you know, my prayer is that you are able to get past that, whatever those challenges or those roadblocks were yesterday, you were able to move beyond that and give your spouse that apology that they deserve. Hopefully it was received, it was welcomed, and like I said, I do feel like even if it wasn't necessarily welcomed and he wasn't or she wasn't like, oh, I forgive you, you know, even if that didn't happen, I truly believe that the fact that you laid it out on the line and you opened up and apologized, I truly believe that it made your spouse think. You know, they may not have said anything about it, but I truly believe when they got into bed, they thought about your apology, because it was random. It was out of nowhere that they thought about the apology. They probably thought about it this morning. It might have crossed their mind this morning. You know, so it's something little. It was one attempt that you made towards creating something greater in your marriage. And I know that it will serve you well, and it'll go, you know, a long way. I really do. Okay, so that was yesterday, saying I'm sorry. So hopefully you guys were able to participate. Thanks for all the hearts, you guys. I see them floating up there. Oh, look at the hearts. Look at the hearts. Okay, so today is day 9. Yes, initiate. Yes. Today is day 9, and today the challenge is to pray with your spouse. Now here's the thing. So, you know, some of us are, you know, we met our spouse in the prayer ministry, and we pray up and down all day long, and we're texting each other prayers, and we're emailing each other prayers, and we're just on the phone with our spouse all the time. And it just comes natural. It's just a natural part of our marriage, right? But for some of us, that's true. For a lot of us, that's not true, though. For a lot of us, it's awkward. For a lot of us, you know, prayer isn't something that you do on a normal basis. This was such a perfect topic today. My husband and I started morning prayer together this month. Every morning, it's great. Oh, that's so awesome. Oh, I'm so glad that you said that. Oh, thank you, Whitney, for sharing that. But, you know, for some of us, you know, maybe you and your spouse don't go to church, you know, or maybe you and your spouse, it's been a long time since you've connected with God in that way. Or maybe you've never prayed with your spouse before. Maybe you've never prayed with him or her, and this is something completely new. It's something that makes you a little bit afraid. Hola. It's something that intimidates you.